6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Prime Minister visited various utility stores in Islamabad today to review provision of essential commodities to deserving families under Ramadan relief package. The negotiations for second review of a standby arrangement with International Monetary Fund will begin in Islamabad tomorrow. Finance Minister says the government is considering strategies to broaden the tax base by incorporating different sectors into tax framework. 100 Palestinians were martyred in unabated Israeli strikes and bombardment on besieged Gaza during the last 24 hours. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Modi government, in pursuit of its ongoing efforts to restrict dissent, has banned the Jammu and Kashmir National Front. And Pakistan have won the fourth Deaf International Cricket World Cup, beating Sri Lanka by 88 runs in the final at Sharjah. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif paid a surprise visit to various utility stores in Islamabad today to review the distribution of Ramadan relief package. The Prime Minister interacted with the beneficiaries and asked them about the problems faced in getting the package. The Prime Minister directed the authorities concerned to ensure that the people who come to get the Ramadan package do not face any kind of difficulty. Speaking to the media on the occasion, the Prime Minister expressed satisfaction over the arrangements made at the utility stores. He said all the essential commodities are available in sufficient quantities and at reduced rates at those stores. Apart from the utility stores, he said 1,200 mobile units have also been established to provide the essential items to the people on subsidized rates. The Prime Minister said teams have also been established to check the availability and quality of the essential items. He said there will be a complete supervision of Ramadan package worth 20 billion rupees. The second review of a standby arrangement with International Monetary Fund will begin in Islamabad tomorrow. This would be a final review of standby arrangement, and staff level agreement is expected after this appraisal. Pakistan has met all structural benchmarks, qualitative performance criteria and indicative targets for successful completion of the IMF review. Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb says the government is considering strategies to broaden the tax base by incorporating wholesale, retail, real estate and agriculture sectors into the tax framework. Chairing an introductory meeting with Federal Board of Revenue in Islamabad today, he also stressed the urgent need for digitalizing the FBR to enhance transparency and efficiency in tax collection. He said these initiatives would focus on enhancing tax collection through improved FBR governance, comprehensive documentation of the economy, and full-scale digitalization. The minister said implementing digital solutions is pivotal to modernizing country's tax administration. Minister for Planning and Development Ahsan Iqbal says the responsibility of the Planning Commission is to correct economic and development priorities to face the challenges facing the country. Presiding over a meeting in Islamabad today, he directed the Secretary Planning that a strategy be devised to improve the efficiency of officers at the Ministry of Planning and Planning Commission. He said a mechanism should be established to increase the scope of participation of experts for PC1 review of development projects from provinces and other ministries. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Ataullah Tarar has said that GSP Plus status of Pakistan will remain intact regardless of the baseless campaign initiated by PTI online seeking its withdrawal. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said this online campaign is a conspiracy against Pakistan and an attack on the country's economy. He clarified that the facilities extended to the PTI's founding leader are not available to any other prisoner in the country. The information minister said the government is taking steps to put the economy on the trajectory of development and address the problems faced by the people, including that of inflation. Minister for Defence and Defence Protection Khwaja Muhammad Asif assumed charge of his office today. Defence Minister was received by Secretary Defence Hammouduzzaman Khan. The minister was briefed about the role and functions of ministries and its speaking. On the occasion, Minister of Defence said that the government would provide maximum support to cater for the needs of armed forces. Minister for Housing and Works Mia Riaz Hussain Pirzada has expressed the government's commitment to provide affordable housing to the federal employees and general public in transparent manner. Chairing a high-level meeting of State Office in Islamabad today, he emphasized the importance of upholding the rule of law and maintaining the integrity of the allocation process of government accommodation. This is Radio Pakistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP-led Indian government, in pursuit of its ongoing efforts to restrict dissent, has banned the Jammu and Kashmir National Front, led by incarcerated senior all-party Hurriyat Conference leader Naeem Ahmad Khan. According to Kashmir Media Service, the ban implemented under the draconian Unlawful Activities Prevention Act marks yet another move by the India's Hindutva government against political organizations in the disputed territory. This follows the banning of several other prominent groups, including Jamaat Islami, Muslim League Tehreek-e-Hurriyat, Democratic Freedom Party, Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front, Dukhtaran-e-Millat, Muslim Conference in the territory. The APHC has termed the ban as state terrorism. APHC spokesperson Advocate Abdul Rashid Minhas labeled the ban a deliberate attempt by the BJP-led government to suppress Kashmiris' demand for right to self-determination. The spokesman called upon the international community, particularly the United Nations Organization of Islamic Cooperation and the European Union, to intervene to resolve the Kashmir dispute in accordance with UN resolutions. In Mandhera area of Poonch district, residents took to the streets to protest against the authorities' neglect of their plight and amid the severe water crisis in the town. 100 Palestinians were martyred in unabated Israeli strikes and bombardment on besieged Gaza enclave during the last 24 hours. Israeli forces also conducted raids in the occupied West Bank and martyred 4 Palestinians, including 2 minors. The martyrdom toll of Palestinians in Gaza in Israeli aggression since October 7th last year has risen to 31,272. Over 73,000 Palestinians have been injured in Israeli barbaric attacks during this period. Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced to deploy troops and strike systems near Finland and Sweden's borders following their accession to NATO. Sweden has officially become the 32nd NATO member, abandoning its long-standing non-aligned military policy. Finland had joined the military alliance last year. Last month, Putin had also signed a decree approving the re-establishment of the Moscow and the Leningrad military districts to strengthen Russia's northwestern military forces in response to NATO's northern expansion. In Spain, at least 7 people were killed during a rescue operation to save a migrant boat about 140 kilometers south of the country. And now sports news. The deaf cricket team of Pakistan have won the 4th Deaf International Cricket World Cup played at Sharjah in United Arab Emirates. A total of 6 teams from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, South Africa and Australia participated in the event. Pakistan Deaf cricket team led by Zaka Ahmed Qureshi beat Sri Lanka in the final by 88 runs. And finally, the weather report. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while cold in upper parts. Light rain, wind, thunderstorms, snowfall over hills is expected at isolated places in Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.